From the very first morning she met him, Iris Calder felt something was wrong. The old man who stepped into the sunlit diner at 7:03 a.m. sharp looked like someone carrying the weight of a lifetime on his narrow shoulders. His gray hair was uncombed, his hands shaky, and his eyes distant as if searching for something that kept slipping from memory. Yet every morning, no matter how tired he seemed, he quietly chose the same corner seat, ordered the same tea with honey, and smiled at Iris like she was the only stable thing left in his world. If you believe kindness deserves second chances, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Grandma's Book. It truly helps grow stories like this. Iris was only 26, juggling double shifts in the small daytime diner to pay off her mother's medical bills. She had no space in her life for extra problems, yet something about the old man, who finally introduced himself as Rowan Hale, made her slow down. She noticed how he sometimes forgot his wallet, or how he stared at the menu as if trying to recall what he liked. She noticed how he always left his tea to cool completely before drinking it, as though he wasn't in a hurry for anything in his life anymore. Most days, Rowan carried an old leather notebook whose cover was cracked and peeling. When Iris once asked about it, he simply said, "Memories matter, young lady. Even when the mind starts dropping them like leaves in autumn." She didn't push him. Instead, she began helping in quiet ways, slipping a free muffin onto his plate when he looked too worn out to eat, sitting with him during slow hours, reminding him gently of the flavor he always ordered. She helped him count change on the days his hands trembled too hard to hold coins. And sometimes, she simply listened. Rowan spoke in soft fragments about a daughter he once had, about mistakes he wished he could undo, and about a home filled with laughter that he no longer visited. Iris realized long before he ever admitted it, Rowan was alone, and though she didn't say it, so was she. Their mornings became a kind of unspoken ritual. The diner buzzed in sunlight, dishes clattered, people rushed in and out, but in that little booth in the corner, time seemed to soften around them. Rowan always thanked her with a warmth that made Iris feel noticed in a world that constantly overlooked those who served. One morning, Rowan didn't show up. 7 minutes past 15. An hour. Iris felt a knot in her chest that she tried, and failed, to explain away. When her shift ended at noon, she stepped outside into the bright day, scanning the street like she expected him to appear from nowhere. But Rowan remained missing, and the following day brought no sign of him either. She feared the worst yet hoped for anything else. On the third morning, something unbelievable happened. At 7:03 a.m., the diner doors opened, not to Rowan, but to two lawyers in dark suits accompanied by 4 massive bodyguards. The entire diner fell silent. Iris froze, holding a coffee pot midair, wondering if something was wrong, if they were here for someone dangerous, if she herself was in trouble. One lawyer approached her with a sealed envelope in his hand. "You are Iris Calder?" he asked calmly, her voice cracked. "Yes." The man nodded. "Mr. Rowan Hale asked us to deliver this to you personally." Her heart dropped. "Where is he? Is he okay?" "We'll explain," the lawyer replied, guiding her to the corner booth that Rowan always occupied. The bodyguards stood by silently, forming a protective wall that made the entire diner stare. The lawyer sat down, pulling out a document folder. Mr. Hale was the founder of Hale Industries. A billionaire, though he lived simply these past few years. His family fortune is extensive. Iris almost laughed. "Rowan? A billionaire?" The gentle, soft-spoken old man who needed help counting his coins, the lawyer continued, "He passed away peacefully 2 nights ago in his sleep." The world around her seemed to tilt. Iris gripped the edge of the booth, feeling the sunlight blur behind her tears. She had known loss before, but this felt different. This felt like losing someone who had quietly become part of her heart. The lawyer slid the envelope toward her. "Mr. Hale left very specific instructions. He told us that for the last 5 months, you were the only person who made him feel human again. He said your kindness restored something in him that wealth never could." Iris stared at the envelope, her hands trembling. Inside, she found a handwritten letter from Rowan. The handwriting shaky, the words wandering but heartfelt. He thanked her for seeing him when the world had stopped paying attention. He apologized for disappearing. And then he left her something else, ownership of the diner. Rowan's letter explained that he once visited the diner with his daughter, and after losing her, he could never bring himself to return until Iris unknowingly guided him back to that memory with her warmth. He wanted her to have the place that helped him feel alive again. Iris cried openly as the lawyers finalized the handover. The bodyguards offered gentle nods as they left, and the diner slowly returned to its rhythm, but nothing felt the same. She walked to Rowan's booth, touched the seat where he used to sit, and whispered, "Thank you. I won't waste this." Some customers who overheard wiped their eyes. Others approached her just to place a gentle hand on her shoulder. The sunlight through the windows felt brighter than it had in years.